It was Tank versus Rolly. All the beef, all the smoke, all the talking stopped.
For one word for it, that was a punk, dog. Like straight up, like that was some punk ass shit, dog.
If you want to shout out Rolly, I got a special surprise for y'all. I brought him on the show. He came out. I got him right here. I rolled him up, and I'm smoking him.
We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys? This is Totally Blitzed Fight Club. And before we hop into the action, go down, like and subscribe to the channel. But let's hop into it. These are the hosts for your episode today. I'm Paul, Pick 'em, Win 'em, Concha, and I'm joined with.
Hey, I'm Kev, and I'm high as a kite. So you know what you gotta do? Smoke some more.
Hey.
Well, yes. What's going on, y'all boys? It's Big PT right now.
Mr. Primetime himself. Shit, real quick, I poured, if that boy hitting the bong, I poured up my shot. I got some vodka in me today.
I had a quick shadow box. No, it's fine.
Speaking of primetime, we had a primetime fight this last Saturday in Brooklyn at the Barclays. Tank versus
on Showtime.
Oh, and on Showtime. Sorry, I apologize. Shout out the promoters. It was Tank versus Rolly. All the beef, all the smoke, all the talking stopped, and then boys finally threw hands. Who wants to hop on this one first? Who wants to give away who won and how and why?
All I gotta say is I've been practicing boxing on the little VR MetaQuest and shit. All I gotta say is I know my dog Tank gonna be busy. So if Rolly really feeling some type of way, I'll handle that for him. You feel me? You feel me? I know you see that hook. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, because definitely fuck a rematch. Okay.
What happened, Marcus? Tell them what happened.
Hey, man. Bro, all right, man. Let's break it down, bro. All right. First, I gotta shout out Rolly just because I've been talking that shit about dude real heavy, but he did. You could see what his game plan could have been, like what he was maybe trying to do. Like he was going in there with a stiff jab. It wasn't always like landing. He tried throwing his feints, and you could see it some type of form of a game plan. But
shout out Rolly.
He just isn't on that level with Tank yet. So like it just, you could see it. But I think maybe Rolly could go on a run after this. Maybe like. Maybe pick up a couple wins, but he shouldn't be in the ring with Tank, because when we talk about Tank, he's an elite fighter. He's at the top of the top, right? Everyone want to guess in top 5. So he needs to be fighting top 5 guys, not low level weight class guys. Like shout out Rolly, but he's just not on Tank level right now, especially not at this moment in his career. But shit, Tank, I was surprised how Tank came out. It was a little like laid back almost. Like he was kind of giving rounds away. Like you could have scored it 3-2 either way. So that's what I kept hearing from people. I didn't score the fight though, but I kept seeing that you could have scored it 3-2, Rolly, 3-2, Tank. But I seen that Rolly was, applying the pressure. He was landing shots, but the problem was that he just wasn't landing anything clean. He wasn't landing anything like flush. Wow. He wasn't. Yeah, you could see the power though. Like you could see the pop, and you could see the danger in it, and you could see that Tank was working to get out of the way and stuff, but just wasn't able to land nothing flush. And
well, if you want to shout out Rolly, I got a special surprise for y'all. I brought him on the show. He came out. I got him right here. I rolled him up, and I'm smoking him. Shout out Rolly.
Put that Rolly pack in the air, man. Hey,
damn.
I respect Big Homie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not my big homie, your big homie, but somebody big homie. I respect, bro. I think he didn't go out there looking like no bitch. He definitely came in with a game plan. That stiff job was
shaken by the lights.
I liked it. Yeah. I liked it. It was. I scored it 2-3. Tank. I scored it 2-3. Tank. You feel me? Well, I mean, Tank got 3, so 3-2. But I just felt like he came in. He didn't do bad. He came in really aggressive. I liked his footwork in the beginning, but it slowed down. And you see Tank loosen him up real quick. That's all you had to do. Sometimes you just gotta loosen it up real quick before you feel me? But that knockout was fucking phenomenal, dog. And that's my new word. But motherfucking, the rings were, if the ropes were there, he would have fell into the first row, homie. Like, that shit was bad, kid. And like, he walked into the punch. You can say bad fundamentals. I'm not a boxer, so I can't tell you what he did and didn't do. But I can tell you what Tank did. He grabbed this fist, and then he had this one over here too. He hit him with a combination. He had dynamite in this one, and boom, lights out, kid. And like, he tweeted it best, but what's it called? The ref saved his life by ending the fight, because like, that was a bad one.
Referee saved his life. Referee saved my bank account, because I definitely had a bet. Tank knocks him out within the first 6 rounds, and there was only like 20 seconds left on that clock when he dropped his ass.
He would have got it. He would have got it. If he would have if the ref would have let him go, Tank would have got it in those 20 seconds.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Bro, the way his legs was looking, I was like,
me personally, just in that moment, it's kind of like you have a team that you know is gonna win, but then like you took a certain spread, like I needed to win by 7. But then, like, the final minute, it's a 6-point game. You're sitting there like, oh, fuck, bro, what's going on? Like, that's how I was feeling. I was like, damn, bro, like, if he gets up right now, my bet's dead. Like, he stayed down. And, yeah. Bro, I haven't watched the fight at a bar, anywhere outside of the crib or someone else's crib since the Mayweather-McGregor fight. And I can say, here on out, bro, I might make this a weekly thing. Just because the atmosphere, like, Marcus, you're gonna have to be here for the Haney Kambosos fight. I have to go somewhere just because the atmosphere is so different, bro. Like, at one point, I was rooting for Tank. I was a little drunk, had some drinks under my belt, and I was just like, "Fuck it, everyone here is rooting for Tank. I'm gonna start cheering for Rolly." And I was and like,
sometimes it'd be fun to do that.
Yeah, and like it made it a lot more entertaining. But man, when he dropped him, you would have thought people graduated the way people were throwing things up, bro. Just it was electric. And all respect to Rolly for what he did. He says he exposed Tank, all that. I don't respect all that afterwards. You got knocked out, homie. But he did look good. He did win some rounds. He definitely was an aggressor. I feel like something that Tank isn't completely comfortable with, but then by come the 3rd round, I feel like Tank already broke down his opponent, and then all he had to do was just put some nails in the coffin. And how do y'all feel about him leaving the ring, though? I personally, I don't watch a lot of boxing. I've never seen someone not stay for the decision. I've never seen someone that's up and just walk out the ring and just leave, especially after all the stuff he talked. Like, how's that? What did y'all think?
Shit. Nah, he even if you got smoked with Tank, like, at least stay in the ring, you know, take your L, take it on the chin, like, you got knocked out, boy, like, chill out. But I mean, I feel like he went a little too fast. Like, I feel like he could have. I mean, you don't gotta shake the man's hand either, but at least, like, I don't know though, because I'm not in his shoes, and I'm not in front of thousands of fans either. So I mean, it's hard to speak from one in this seat, but if I'm watching it on TV, it looked like some scary ass shit for real. But
I just think if you think you exposed him, you should have said that shit in the ring afterwards, not wait.
Yeah, like, or like, yeah, that, like, if you would have not talked nothing afterwards, you've been like, shout out Tank, yeah, he did what he did, I'll be back, I'll bounce back type shit. But no, he was talking about, I exposed Tank, I won every round, he's a bitch still, I want a rematch and all this. And like, he could have said that in the ring. Tank low-key wanted to say shit to him until his coach started to calm him down. He literally ran up on Rolly in the ring, like when Tank was on the rope still celebrating and Rolly was still in the ring. He like ran up and was saying some shit, but his coach brought him over and he was like, nah, chill that out. And then Tank was actually matured about it and like shouted him out on the mic and all. So that just shows little signs about Tank. But let me go back to the knockout real quick, man. Because this is the difference between the top level fighters and these guys. Is that those little moments right there? Rolly was doing he was having a good little fight up into that 6th round. He was doing his thing. He did get a little gassed out, or maybe just Tank was figuring him out. But he started like that one sequence when he's coming in like that. He squares up. his hand, like the way he was just throwing his punch, I can't remember the exact sequence. I think he's throwing like a right hand. I don't know. It just like he was just leaving himself open. He squared himself up. And Tank is a natural counter box. Like he's a counter puncher. So all he did, he took 2 steps back. Boom, weaved one punch and just threw that straight left hand, bro. And it just timed it perfectly. And you can't make those mistakes when you fighting on that world championship level with these top level fighters. And it only takes a little second like that. It might have not even been a hard punch. Well, I mean, clearly it was a hard punch, but like, you know what I'm saying? It just happened so quickly. And like, he ran into that punch. It wasn't like Tank landed. Like, he didn't go out and, Rolly walked into that punch and it just was there. He shot him on his ass and he had no legs after that. Yeah, so like that, you can't make little mistakes like that when you fight in those top tier boxers. And you won't see other top tier boxers make mistakes like that. You won't see a Shakur lead in like that. You won't see it, even a Devin Haney lead in like that, Lomachenko. And those are the little differences people don't realize.
You can also answer what you think about him leaving the ring afterwards too.
Yeah, I kind of went all over the place.
Hey, I appreciated Marcus for his piece. You feel me? We needed that.
I had to.
I only got one word for it. That was a punk, dog. Like straight up. Like that was some punk ass shit, dog. You looking like, come on, kid. You not. I bust your ass. Just sit down. Let's sit down and take it. No, you gonna dip? All right, cool. I'm done. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. Let me go chill and laugh, talk shit in the interview. You feel me? I'm vibing. But it's the fact that the nigga doubled back because you seen nobody gonna talk about Leonard Ellerby. He gave bro nothing but praise because the cool thing about this is I understood you were selling the fight the entire time. You really wanted to sell the fight. This is your first showtime. This is how you knew to sell it, and that by doing that, it kind of like helped you like bump you up a little bit, your confidence level, thinking like I'm not backing down from him. Fuck him, I'm bigger than him.
Doing the headlines.
Which is cool. You doing your thing. You're going viral. You getting pushed, going all. I seen you on 5 different pages. You made your mark, bro. And the coolest thing about it, you made them hate you. So because you made them hate you, it sounded so good that Tank was gonna bust your ass. That niggas didn't think you had a chance. Niggas is looking like Tank didn't take him out in the second round. What the fuck? Tank actually lost the second round, kid. Like he was really with it. So the fact that homie did all that afterwards and couldn't even just sit down and take the L, we not tripping. The Pistons walked on the Bulls, and like I'm not saying they're anywhere close, but I'm saying like motherfucking like niggas when niggas be dipping when they ain't trying to. When niggas can dip when they feel like dipping. Nobody told you had to do what you had to do. There's a rule that you had to stay. Probably is in your contract. But like, motherfucking, you could dip if you want to dip. Niggas ain't tripping. They got the dub. But the fact that niggas went to the stage and kept barking,
yeah.
You not no junkyard dog. He's an alley cat, kid. You gotta chill.
Tell them what their trainer ain't telling them.
And bullets. We've been doing that skills, but we ain't know none of your fighters have class either. God damn.
Come on, Bullets.
What are you doing?
Damn, Bullets. You think a nigga named Bullets, you would respect him. Like, whatever Bullets say is law. But my thing is, I feel like he, as much as he practiced his shit talking, as much as he practiced going up there, I feel like he also practiced that. Like, he knew that no matter what they say, I was going to, no matter what happened, Adrian Bronered that shit. No matter what happens, I'm going to motherfucking say that I won that shit.
Yeah, fuck him. I won.
Fuck him, yeah. Classic.
That's some punk shit, kid. And like, at least Broner said that shit while Manny Pacquiao was 8 feet away from him.
Yeah, that's the one point I made. I was like, if you were gonna say that, bro, at least have the balls or whatever you want to call it to stand in the ring and say it. Yeah, stand in the ring with Tank 5 feet away from you and say that shit.
See, I think that's probably what it was. I feel like he didn't want to speak in front of Tank. And Tank, that probably would have turned Tank up for real. Like, he probably would have went crazy on the mic if he heard some stupid shit like that.
You hear it all the time in fights, like a split decision win or something like that, or does someone gets caught? He could have sat there in the ring and argued, "I won the more rounds. I just got caught with a bad hit like that. But then the double back technique, it was the biggest.
Even when
biggest thing
Teofimo
I've ever
lost his
seen.
belts, he sat in the ring and started talking shit and saying he won still. So
Yeah,
like
Fix
at
was
least he
in.
started. Yeah, at least he got on the mic.
Well,
Hey,
before,
yeah, respect. But before we go, I'm still on that. I'm not gonna lie to you, kid.
yeah, I was saying before we head out, Kev.
I respect his daddy though, because his dad was very like, and now he talks all this shit. I don't know where he got this from, but that's what he does. Not too much talking, more fighting. So they said his dad went to the locker room, probably gave some words of respect, kept him moving. You feel me?
Smacked his ass around.
Hopefully, his brother's still young. That's his first L, and it's to a top class fighter. He can bounce back and figure that shit out. But like, you're looking like a punk right now, kid. And like, I'm gonna call a punk when I see a punk. You feel me? And I got a couple big things at the house that'll protect me if you feel otherwise.
What's next for Tank, man?
He gotta go for the big dog.
And what's next with Tank is figuring out who's his promoting team. That's what's next for Tank from here. And then, but from there, if he's not fighting someone with, in my opinion, if he's not fighting like literally the Ryan Garcia, the
gotta be Leonard Ellerby said Ryan don't want it. He said that they tried to set up the fight. And when the businessman is saying Ryan Garcia don't want to fight Tank, right? When he says that, that's how you know. Oh yeah, Ryan go around regardless.
But my thing is, even if no one wants to take, there's somebody out there that I think one of the top guys will take that Tank fight. It would like
Lomachenko gotta come back.
Yeah. Lomachenko comes back. He's still dealing with that war shit. Fucking after the Devin Haney Kambosos fight, maybe he could fight one of them. It just sucks, but I feel like that should be also Tank's spot where Devin Haney's at right now. Kind of should be Tank should be fighting Kambosos.
Should have opened his emails.
Yeah, should have
opened his emails.
Should have opened them emails, Tank.
But look, Devin Haney is a dog, and he's gonna go out there and get that done. But I mean, I think the best fight though would be Tank versus Lomachenko. But at the same time, Lomachenko is gonna be coming off a layoff with all this war stuff. Who knows how long it's gonna be? So I mean, I don't know, but people need to slow down that top 5 pound for pound.
That is not. I definitely not top 5. Stephen A was wilding. This is not Stephen A's ultimately banned from UFC. He's not banned from UFC, but no UFC person fucks with you. Stephen A.
I ain't seen it. What he said, I ain't seen it.
He was going in, which I do agree, and with some things he was saying that Tank is probably the biggest American boxer right now. He sells out the arenas. He gets the pay-per-view buys. He's saying he's the biggest blockbuster superstar, at least American-wise. He is all that, but he's just not top 5 pound for pound right now. Like, and you're saying, like, you got to put him on your top 5 pound for pound. Maybe if you want to go off, like, an eye test and go off, like, based on skills alone, then, yeah, Tank's up there and top 5 skill sets in the game. But when you really talking pound for pound, there's a bunch of other shit that goes into it. And I feel like you could argue maybe lower 10, like lower half, but like I feel like he still needs to do just like have that one big fight to crack that top 10.
I respect it because I look at this fight like if you can take time to talk to your mom in the corner, maybe bro in the ring shouldn't be in the ring with you, man. Like, man. And Tank's a firm believer, and if you're not supposed to be in the ring with me, I'm gonna show everybody you're not supposed to be in the ring with me. And he's been doing that a lot.
If you don't have a real belt in your division, I can't even put you on my top 10 list.
You know, I go come in my nigga belt. It's strap season.
Yeah, because he's literally holding Kambosos' belt. Like, or not holding it, but he got I think it's like the WBA regular. That's literally the belt that Devin Haney is going to Australia to fight for. So it's like, that's not really the real belt because they're still going to call Devin Haney undisputed for all 4 belts. So what the fuck does this guy got?
You're kind of just flowing around with this interim belt and you're fighting other people for like you're defending the interim belt. That's how I view it almost.
That's why I think he's like a 3 division 2-time champion. I don't know. He got some shit like that, but that's because he be going all after all these like regulars and super belts, and that's because he likes to stay on his side. But that's mainly because of Mayweather. I don't think it's him personally, obviously, but I just want to see him in these big fights, man. Obviously, he has the talent and he has the ability to be top 10, top 5 pound for pound, and he got all of that, but he just need to make these big fights happen.
Just add one big name to that resume, and I'll put you on the top.
Because who knows? What if he gets in a ring where one of these top level guys like a Teofimo, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, even a Shakur Stevenson, Shakur comes up. Like, what if he gets in the ring and it doesn't look like what everyone's used to? Everyone's going off all these crazy knockouts. I'm like, but look, it's like the Jake Paul. Like, oh, man, what the fuck? Jake Paul not fighting no one. I mean, obviously different levels, but Jake Paul knocking out dudes like it's nothing, but he's not
former
fighting
world
no
champs. It's always how you frame things. Like, he's
exactly
a former world
how you
champ,
frame it.
and that's the way that these like Pitbull Cruz. I'm not gonna say he's a pushover, but like Pitbull Cruz isn't gonna win a belt, any real belt. He's just a knockout artist, in my opinion. But that's his biggest competition, and as a split decision win, and like even, but like he has, I'm just co-signing with Marcus basically. Like until he fights this top 5 guys, I can't literally say like he's definitely top 5 or how's he even look against a top 5 guy, a top 10 guy? Who knows?
Yeah, that's really the biggest. Obviously, he does what he does in the ring, and he gets the. Damn, what's that one guy's name? He fought one good fighter though. I give it to him. I don't know why it slipped. It was on Halloween, and it was that one nasty uppercut. Hey, I know y'all
talking about Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, yeah, he was a good fighter. I'll give him that. And he was a champion. Yeah, and that was a brutal night. That was knockout of the year. So I was off that hand dog on that one.
I'm shook as fuck though. Y'all just like shattered so much glass that who's cleaning up all this glass in my head right now? Like my dog is. I was like, wait a minute. Devin Haney is fighting for the undisputed. These niggas is the same. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's what people are not realizing.
Yeah, Tank's a champion, but that's why I say a real championship. Like you're a regular champ. You have a belt, but it's someone else has the real belt. That's the same.
You got the ESPN app. Go to the section that has boxing, and there's gonna be a section with news and champions. Go to the champions. Go to 135. It's gonna say Kambosos, Devin Haney. And then it's going to have a little star, and it's going to say, I think, WBA super or regular, whatever it was.
If there's an asterisk next to your name in any record or any book like that, it's never a good thing.
But when you look, Kambosos has the real WBA belt. So it's like, that's when boxing gets annoying, and that's when it gets all ugly. And, like, you got Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Everyone's tweeting about Gervonta Davis. Like, he got the superstar, but I feel like his hype is up here, and like his accomplishments and like his legacy is still got to catch up.
Yeah. I would say the outside world looks at him as if he is the champion, but like the boxing world looks at him as like, hey,
outside world looks at it like if he's the number 1 boxer in the world right now, because like just the star effect. Man, that shit crazy, and especially when you get in these big knockouts, it's hard not to say you're like that, but.
To stress the fact that Marcus said a few times already, we view his skill set as top 10. It's not that he's a bad fighter. He just hasn't taken on a fighter that's proven enough to put you into the top 10.
That's how I judge it, at least, because obviously everyone's going to look at it different on their own pound-for-pound list. That's really what it is, an opinion-based thing anyways. But I just view, like, you got to look at resume and you got to look at accomplishments. Resume is a big thing because if you got a padded fucking look at Berlanga and shit, like, but like, you know, just if you got
or whatever,
if you just got a padded record, like I feel like, and then he's been pro since 2013. People still like to view him as he's a young, like he's still technically young. 27 is not old, but like people like to view him as a young prospect, still like, you know, not up and coming, but like if there's still more to go. I feel like right now he's in his prime. He should be having these big fights. He has other fighters in his division in their prime. It's just perfect timing, man. And who knows, maybe a big fight is going to happen in a few years with Shakur and him. That'll be interesting.
That's crazy. I got literally smoke coming out my ears right now. Shit is crazy.
We're gonna have to reboot Kev, everybody.
God damn.
But I mean, we did our pound for pound talk. We talked to Tank and Rolly. We broke Kevin's brain, and Tank broke Rolly's jaw. If you missed
And his spirit.
yeah, and his spirit. But please stay tuned because we still have more fights coming up in these next few episodes. We got Cambosas and Hayes Fulton versus Roman. And then UFC's kicking off Drago versus Volkov. So don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be back with a few more episodes this week. It's been totally blitzed Fight Club. And Kev, let him know.
And fuck your spirit, bitch.
Problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes. This ain't not.